to my channel. Okay, so I just wanted to give a short little background of like what the purpose of this video is. I have realized that I love eyeshadow palettes. I have a lot, over 150, which is crazy, but I've been doing a lot of different ways to try to declutter my collection, and when I do these like large declutters, I feel like I find a reason to not get rid of them. So I have a series on my channel, and I'll link it up here, wherever it ends up being, which is called Should We Break Up, where I spend a significant amount of time with one palette just to make sure that I either will fall back in love with it or declutter it out of my collection or what have you. So that's good because it does give me the opportunity to really decide if I want to get rid of things or not and like use things in my collection and all that. But I can only do that so much. So I thought I would do a different type of declutter type video, and it's going to be called Battle of. So this time I am choosing Battle of the Pinky Mauve palettes because I see these new Pinky Mauve palettes come out and I'm like, oh my god, a Pinky Mauve, like I've been wanting that. And I thought, you know what, I think I might have that. So when I went into my collection, I kept pulling out palettes. So in this first of my new series called Battle of, I'm pulling out 4 Pinky Mauve palettes. This is the first 4 I found. I put them up against each other, and we will see who ends up winning the battle. Like, do they stay in that collection? Do they not? This way, it's fresh in my mind. Do I like them? Do I not? Why? Also, why I don't need any more Pinky Mauve palettes, and then I will declutter that way. Up for battle is the Naked 3. So just in case you need to refresh your memory, that's what the Naked 3 looks like. I obviously used quite a bit of this because I almost panned a few of the shades. Also, the Studio Makeup On The Go palette in Cool Down. I think I got this in a BoxyCharm. And it looks just like that. Also, the Academy of Color eyeshadow palette in Mulberry. I got this at Kohl's. And that's what the shades look like right in there. And then also the Marc Jacobs Iconic in Provocateur. And it looks just like that. So I'm going to get to demos. I was just for like a little teaser, I was super surprised at what made the cut and what didn't. So let's get into the demos of all 4 looks. And then after that, I will do my sort of final recap. just went through all those palettes, and I'll just start with the first one that I used. Okay. This one's hard. So the Naked 3. Obviously, you can see that I am close to hitting pan on several of the shades. Definitely Strange, Dust, and Limit. So Strange, Dust, and Limit. And I put a nice dent into Nooner here. And also into Burnout. This is really difficult. This was one of my first high-end palettes that I got. And I'm going to say that this one lost the battle. I'm going to declutter this palette. And I'll explain why. One thing I realized is there are only three mattes in this palette, which is partially why they're this one, and this one. Partially why this one is so, like, it's so close to hitting pan. The rest of them are shimmery shades, and for the most part, they're going to look similar on my eye. And then the other thing is, like, then you have these darker shades, but these are all shimmers. I don't use this dark of colors normally unless it's in the inner corner, or I'm sorry, the outer V. And I don't really like shimmers in my crease at all. I just feel like I've loved this palette. I used it a lot, but the shades that I gravitate towards are really three. Well, these two and these two. So 4 shades out of this whole palette is what I gravitate towards. I just feel like it's taking up space in my collection. It is hard to let go. I loved this palette, but I do want to pass this on before it goes bad to someone else. So this one lost the battle. So this one's a goner. Next up is the Studio Makeup On The Go eyeshadow palette in Cool Down. This is one of the palettes, every single time I use this, I'm shocked at how much I love it. The quality of the shadows is really good. I don't know, outside of like BoxyCharm or Glossybox or whatever, where you even get this brand. I will do some research on it. If you know, please let me know. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 mattes. So these two and these two are mattes. So it really gives you that sort of depth, and you have a berry tone matte, and then this sort of cool, sort of taupey, like grayish taupey color matte, which I love. And then you've got these 5 shimmers. So this one I'm keeping in my collection. I absolutely love this, and I'm looking forward to using it more. So this one won the battle. Next up is the Academy of Color eyeshadow palette. This retails for $10.99 at Kohl's. I think you can get them other places, but that's where I always see them. This one is a mulberry, and frankly, when I look at it, it's definitely a better color scheme in my eyes. See, this latte color is similar to the last one that I swatched, so let's swatch them together. Yeah, it's lighter. I do like that shade. It's on the top there. But the one from the Studio Makeup definitely is a bit richer. So, here's my thing with this one. It is powdery AF. And I don't mind kick up, but as you saw in the demo, and like even when I opened the palette, like the kick up is crazy talk. I don't like a couple of the colors in here. Like this one, I wish was deep matte instead of a shimmer. Like other than the latte color, there isn't like a berry matte that's deeper or even a transition. And I don't like that. So this one is going to lose the battle. So I'm going to get rid of this one. And last but not least is the Marc Jacobs Provocateur. I have so many of these Marc Jacobs palette. I went through this craziness where I had to have them. And I have so many of them, and I always forget to use them. So I'm so glad I pulled this out, because the quality of these shadows is amazing. And I use it, and I loved it, and I remember why I loved it. And yes, there are only 3 mattes in here, but I feel like they're different enough. And just like I said, the color payoff is insane. So this one is definitely a winner. So out of the 4, we have 2 winners, 2 losers. So The two losers are the Naked 3 and also the Academy of Color from Kohl's. So one's high-end, one's definitely low-end drugstore. And then the two winners are the Studio Makeup, which I'm not even sure. I feel like I looked it up once and the price point was around the $40 or $50 mark. So I don't think it's necessarily like a low end, but I don't really know much about it. I'll have to look it up. If you know, let me know. So that's a winner. And then also the Marc Jacobs. I really just went into this like, which is the best palette, no matter what the name was. And I really love my Naked palettes like a lot. And some of them are my holy grail palettes. So the fact that I'm getting rid of one of them, especially that one that I use so much, is just super surprising to me. But that just goes to show, when you start branching out and start trying different formulas, sometimes you realize that, you know, just because it's higher end doesn't necessarily mean it's better quality or that it works for you and your makeup style. So if you like this video style, if you want to see more of these, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If there's particular themes of battles, particular palettes that you want to see, put that down below and I'll add it to my list. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.